No worse shit.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching the Daily Drift. So welcome back, Drifters. And yes, I know, yesterday, not very good. I was working my ass off to get this diff together, and no matter what we did, it just wasn't gonna work. It wouldn't fit. I couldn't get the right backlash, and it was just a nightmare. And then by the end of the day, I realized that, oh, I have a bunch of tires that I never got mounted. So drift event came that day, and I was like, okay, well, I can take the RX-7, right? Well, one, we're short on tires. Two, I go to start it, starts up fine, but then the problem is I have no lights, I have no wipers, I have no turn signals, and when the weather looks like this, and it's raining, and it's just disgusting, I can't see shit out my windshield. You see these glasses? Yeah, these things make it so I can see. Barely. So, me without wipers is a very bad idea for everybody on track. We ended up making the ultimate decision that we weren't going to go. But the good news is, I figured out the problem with the differential. Now, if you guys remember, I was kind of questioning the size of this pinion, right? It looks kind of small, doesn't it? Well, take a look at this photo. If you look at that photo, you can see that one is significantly bigger than the other. That's because the guys that sent me this pinion, they sent me one for a 168 diff. It was labeled as a 188, and if you know anything about the BMWs, which I didn't initially, there's a small case and a medium case. I have the medium case. I knew it was the 188 or whatever, but they sent me the wrong one. And, well, it was never going to fit. So it wasn't because my shims were off. It wasn't because I didn't... It's because literally they sent me the wrong part. So here we are the next day, and I got it together. So you guys can see I got it together. It works. Everything's to specs. I've got the specs. I got the backlash back here. I got a little video. I'll put it in here.
So all I did was I set up the dial indicator so it was perpendicular to the teeth of the gear. And you go to where it's completely zeroed out, and then you just move it back and forth. And whatever the change is what the backlash is. And I was right at 4 thousandths. After I had the backlash set, all I did was I put on the Prussian blue gear marking compound. And I basically just turned the differential just to see basically what the gear mesh pattern was looking like, and everything looked pretty good.
Everything's spec'd the way that it should be. The axles are in, the clips are in. It's good to go. This thing cured overnight, RTV'd the thing back together. We're good. So I know it's probably like, whoa, why didn't you film it? Well, because when you get as frustrated as I did, okay, when you put your mind to something, you work your ass off, you're pulling 10, 12 hours a day trying to get these things together, you get a little frustrated. And some people don't appreciate when people are bitching. Because, you know, nobody wants to hear somebody bitch and complain. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to save everybody from myself. Because I know how I get. And when I get that frustrated, it's just, it's not worth watching. Because I promise you, you guys would be like, wow, fuck, this guy's an asshole. Because, you know, when it comes to getting shit done, I tend to cuss quite a bit. And, you know, I'm trying to clean it up a little bit. But it's kind of hard when I'm that frustrated. So, you know, I decided, you know what, I'm just going to put on my music. I'm going to get to work and just get this stuff done. And I did. And it worked. Okay? So, I apologize if you guys wanted to see that. I'm sorry. But we got it together. Today, the beauty is, after this long ramble, we're going to put that thing in the subframe. We're going to hook the subframe up. So let's get to work. Let's get this diff in. Get the subframe in. I also forgot to show you guys what I did while I wasn't filming. So you guys may have noticed a little extra addition that we have to the house. Or to the garage. And it's because I needed a welder. You guys remember when I was welding? It's total shit. I'm not a good welder by any means. But I've been welding with that really shitty 110 arc flux weld for years, okay? I started with that thing and I've been using it since we started on the RX-7. It's falling apart. You've seen all the guns falling apart. It's just not safe at this point. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to upgrade. We're going to go to a MiG and we're going to get a tank. So this thing set me back quite a bit. But I'm telling you, I love this thing. The difference between welding with gas versus welding with a flux core, it's night and day different. But I'll tell you this much. The welding with the MiG with the gas makes a world of difference. Like the control that you have with the heat, the fact that the welds don't come out like total shit, like, I still got a lot to learn, but this thing makes it look a lot better than it actually is. So what we did is we welded up reinforcement plates. So you might have a hard time seeing, but we ended up putting those plates in there, and I welded them all in place, and we even did the ones over here as well. So I know it's not perfect. I'm not the perfect welder. We all know this. It's not why we're here. We're here because we want to make shit work. It's not about making it pretty. It's not about making it pretty. If we can, we will, but it's more important to be structurally strong. So that's what we did. And it's going to work, and it's going to save our subframe and all that other shit from ripping out. So it's done. The other thing that we did is I changed out some bushings. You can see here that Subframe's got some new bushings. We got these from, is it Condor, I think, makes all these things. Yeah, pretty decent deal. They were real easy to go in. The old ones were a pain in the ass to get out. So when you go to pull the old ones out of this thing, it is a nightmare. It was another one of those videos where I started recording it, and then I saw it, and I was like, yeah, no, this is not a good thing, because it was me just basically swearing and cussing the entire time. And I'm sure that to some people that might be funny, but to others, I was watching it, and I was like, wow, I think you have an anger problem. I do, but, you know, either way, it doesn't matter. The point is, getting these things out is a pain. It required a torch. It required a hammer, a lot of patience, which I'm kind of lacking at the moment. If you've done these before, you know, it is a pain in the ass. I do not ever want to have to do them again. So, but while I was in there, I managed to do these ones as well. They look, you know, they were white. Now they're dirty, but it doesn't matter. They're in there, so we got new Diff bushings as well. And the last one that we have to do is these trailing arm bushings. So we're going to pop these off today. We're going to get the diff back together, hook all this stuff up if I can find my bolts, because I've literally just been tossing shit everywhere because it's been a frustrating couple of days, couple of weeks, months, whatever you want to call it. I just really want to get this thing on the road. So anyway, yeah, so that's the goal. So today we're just going to put the shit together. We're going to throw it up under the car, and we're going to try to get this thing off the lift, the jack stands. Let's be real here. We don't have a lift. And yeah, and we're just going to go from there. So I'm just going to be picking and choosing things, slapping shit together, and then hopefully we can drive this thing today. Oh yeah, I got to do exhaust. So, but we'll do it. We'll do it. So let's get to it. So unfortunately for me, I wasn't paying attention and didn't realize this, but these rear trailing arm bushings need to be pressed out, and I don't have my tool. I already returned it. So you guys get to watch me cuss and try to get this done anyway, so this ought to be fun. So guys, I don't know what happened, but these things just kind of magically popped out on their own. Crazy how that kind of stuff happens, huh? No, it was a total pain in the ass, but yeah, we got them out. So I'm gonna sand them back, get them ready, put the new bushings in, and then we'll put the subframe back together, and then plop that shit under the car. So let's do it. So that's the new bushing that we're putting on. It's basically just a for the rear trailing arm. These ones are offset because evidently there's a problem on E36s where they want to toe out a little bit when you lower them, which I'll show you some of my tires. You can see, if you look at those tires over there, you can see the wear pattern. It's not very good. And so they toe quite a bit, and it's just not, it's not exactly what we're going for. So hopefully these will fix. It'll also fix the problem that they were all, or my old bushings were all jacked up. So we're gonna pop these suckers in. First things first, gotta take it apart. Get out of here, Ricky. These damn flies love me. I must be stinky. Alright, that's not working. I think we're gonna have to go at this a different method, because this is fucking bullshit. Oh, fuck that. Fuck it. Whoa. Well, there goes the inserts. Motherfucker. Oh, fucking shit. God damn it. Ah, motherfucker. Ah, my fucking foot. This motherfucker right here, I swear to God. Fucking design this shit. Fucking piece of shit, that's who, I'll tell you. There we go, now I just gotta do this and hope it doesn't break. Sketchy. Oh, shit. Motherfucker. Son of a bitch. Oh, fuck. See, this is the shit most people don't show you. This shit's a pain in the ass. Alright. Now we're good. No matter what, we don't quit. We might fail, but we did. It's not because we didn't try. Where did that piece go? And boom, like magic, they're both on there. So yeah, that's one less thing to deal with. It was a total pain in the ass. It was a pain, but they're on there. So next thing we got to do is we'll put the subframe back together right in the center, and then we'll slide this thing under there after. Oh, we got to put the diff on, and then we'll slide this under the car, and hopefully get it all mounted up. If I can figure out where I put all these damn bolts. It's the one time I didn't put them in baggies, and I really, really should have. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it's the next day. You already know. Got frustrated, and I literally spent 3 hours looking for the washers that go to the subframe. Total nightmare. But anyway, my dad came over earlier. We got started. I needed his help to actually get the subframe up, and it was just a total pain in the ass. Like, getting it to line up just right, we would get the bolts on, and then it would like slowly push out the spacers. It was just not cool. And so eventually we figured it out, and what we had to do was we had to put one jack inside the other jack so that way we could articulate it, because the problem is that it wants to sit like this, and you need to have it level when you go to put it up into the subframe to get it on the studs. It was a nightmare, but we got it on there. So now all we got to do is we got to pop this sucker on there. It should just be the 3 bolts. So I got to get this lined up here because it's not quite on there yet. And then also I got to put this shock back here. So that's basically it for the rear end, and then the drive shaft and the exhaust. So I'm gonna get started on this, and yeah, we should be one step closer to actually driving this baby. Maybe it'll happen today. I don't know. I hope so. Wish me luck.
Okay, installing the rear trailing arm is kind of a pain in the butt because it doesn't want to go up properly, and I had to use 2 jacks, and it was kind of like this whole seesaw thing. Total pain in the butt, but eventually it goes in. Basically just use leverage to your advantage, and then after I got that in, I put in the shock and just screwed it down. Nothing too complicated there.
Alright, so we're making some good progress. It looks like we got everything bolted up as best I can tell. I gotta hook up all these little sensors. I gotta hook up some wires. I gotta get the drive shaft put back in place, which surprisingly it's already pretty much there. Just gotta get it on there and then torque it on. Not a big deal. All the suspension's up. We gotta hook the brakes up, and these connections that we should be golden. So almost there, guys and gals. Almost. So as Mr. Key said, aka Kaiichi Tsuchiya, the aka Drift King, in his video he says, you know, just make sure you put some good fresh brake pads on. So I bought myself some $15 brake pads, and we're gonna change out the rear brakes because the ones that I have are, well, I mean, they're okay, but we're just gonna change them because we're here, and that's what they said. So alright, brakes done. Not sure if this is what they meant when they said straight pipe, but yeah, we'll just see what that sounds like. So any bets on what this thing's gonna sound like? Good, bad? I don't know. Let's find out. Oh hell no. Motherfucking, there's a wasp in there. I fucking hate wasps. Wasps fuck me up every time. I hate them so much.